So we've got a question in from a viewer who's essentially done a really good fat loss, but now is scared to go into a bulking phase, and we're going to answer his question moving forward today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Tom Sergi. I run the Gorilla Platoon, where we get results like this. So let's waste no time and answer his question. I'm an easy gainer, endomorph. I easily gain weight. I'm afraid to start bulking in phase after I lost 34 kg. Fucking great effort, mate. 86 down to 52. Just scared of adding more weight than I need and not being able to drop it. Do you have any tips for how to manage that? I hear people who gain weight rapidly after a couple of months with nights out and buffets struggle to drop weight even at the deficit that used to work for them when they were regularly cutting. So, one thing I would say is you have got down to the state now of, let's say, if you've dropped 34 kg, you're pretty much going to be around 10% body fat, I'm pretty sure. So, at this point now, your body is very lean and responsive to the weight. It is going to use nutrients and also build muscle. Now, because you've wiped the slate clean, for as long as you train in the gym, you will be creating that energy demand that wasn't there before. Now, to start with, you can keep the output high. And I would advise you to keep the output high, because to lose 34 kilos, I bet your food ended up pretty darn low by the end. So at this point, you've been in low food, output's been high, weight's come off, but now you're thinking, well, scared to put it back on. You can't live the way you dieting down forever, obviously. So what I would suggest in your situation is essentially what I would do for people when they reverse out of the diet. And I had a guy that dropped, I think, 29 kg in 22 weeks. So he was in a very similar situation to you. You can keep output high for the majority of time. So keep cardio in at 20 minutes per day. Keep steps in at 10K per day. Your training, I guess, is anywhere from 3 to 5 days per week. Now, the first thing you can then do is add 200 calories, 50 grams of carbohydrates. Continue your normal week of training, your normal week of output. Adjust, see how the scale weight gets on that week. More than likely, it should go up a touch, but if it really doesn't, then you are going to look to add a little bit more food. Now, it should go up a touch, and I would still suggest that you add a little bit more food, because you will have a maintenance calorie target that you are nowhere near. If you stay in a deficit for a really long period of time, you're going to run the risk of like low energy, low libido, low morale, and it's just not going to be enjoyable for you, and you'll end up just resenting the whole thing anyway. So you want to look to reverse out where you are keeping the energy demand up, but you're then adding a little bit of food every week, almost like just trying to support the energy demand and just not to see the scale weight go down. From there, you're going to look at this from a different lens where food is a means to drive gym floor performance. That is your most sacred part of this whole process. And I would ask you, how are your numbers in the gym going? For as long as they are progressing, I would say don't push food. You don't need it. If you're progressing in the gym, you've obviously got enough demands for the numbers to be going up, for your performance to be high. There'll come a point, though, where the numbers will flatline. The scale weight may be down or at least the same. That's a green light. 200 calories, 50 grams of carbs around the workout first. And you are going to rinse and repeat that out. For as long as you are progressing in the gym, it's going to be very hard to be putting on just true body fat when you're coming out of a deficit level of calories. So with this approach, you should always understand your food is there to support the gym floor performance. As long as gym floor performance is progressing, then you're in a good space and you don't need to touch anything. If it's not, then you add a little bit more food and you rinse and repeat. And you'll find that your metabolism over the course of the gaining phase will be in a really nice spot where your body's used to eating a fair amount, but also burning a fair amount as well. So that you have nothing to be afraid of. Do not be scared of food. Do not be reckless with it. Do not go on loads of nights out and random buffet pig outs. But always support the energy demand, and just look at it from that lens. Your food is to support the energy demand to grow, and it's as simple as that. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, subscribe to the channel. Not you, but everybody else. I'm sure you are if you're asking me questions, which I appreciate. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.